Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Pernia and I'm back with another episode of LCI Inside the Core. Today we have with us a very interesting guest because his journey started with LCI as a trainee officer and today he's heading the whole department. We have with us none other than Zain Khawaja, head of IT LCI. So today we'll talk to Zain about his personal journey with LCI and also about innovation, technology and AI and how LCI is evolving in this space. So over to you, Zain. Assalamu alaikum. क्या हाल है
Walaikum
आपका?
assalam. Thank you. It's an honor to be on the podcast.
Thank
I've
you
seen
for
great people on this podcast, and it's an honor to be here
thank you
today.
for coming in all the way from Lahore for this episode. So Zain, we'll start with the basics. Please tell us what kind of environment you grew up in and how did it shape your mindset today?
I think बचपन बहुत exciting था. I was the youngest of 5 siblings. My grandmother used to live with us in that house. So बचपन में because बड़े बहन भाई बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं खेलते थे मेरे साथ, तो दादी would play with me. मैं उनके साथ क्रिकेट खेलता था, मैं उनके साथ लूडो खेलता था. प्लस बहुत ज़्यादा गेस्ट्स आते थे because दादी हमारे पास होती थी, तो कभी चचा आ रहे हैं, कभी फूफो आ रही हैं, कभी whoever is coming in. तो लाइफ बहुत मज़े की थी. It was all fun. कोई ना कोई इवेंट हो रहा है. So there are only good memories of the बचपन.
This is very interesting that your dadi used to play like sports and these games with you.
Yeah, because she couldn't walk. वो वॉकर से चलती थी, तो उनकी अपनी बहुत ज़्यादा एक्टिविटीज़ नहीं थी. और बड़े
Okay.
बहन भाई काफ़ी बड़े थे.
Okay.
So the right next one is 6 years elder to me. तो उनकी अपनी एक टीम होती थी. So I
Okay.
used to be the one left behind. तो दादी मेरे साथ लूडो भी खेलती थी. मैं उनको कहता था मैंने क्रिकेट खेलनी है. वो वॉकर से चल के बाहर तक आती थी और
That's so
गैराज में
sweet.
वो मुझे बॉलिंग कराती थी. So
Wow.
amazing times.
Amazing. So she was your first sports
Oh
partner.
yes, definitely.
That's very sweet. So tell us, Zen, growing up, were you always a child surrounded by gadgets, interested in them, or like this thing came later in your life?
Gadgets thing घर पे because my eldest brother was very fond of gadgets. We had our first computer I think somewhere in 91, 92, वो 80, फिर
Okay.
XT आया, फिर 286 and 386. So he was always upgrading technology and because of him, neighbors भी आते थे,
Okay.
cousins भी आते थे कि क्या हो रहा है कंप्यूटर में, कौन सी गेम है. And but I was not primarily focused on that. मुझे तो लोग चाहिए होते थे.
अच्छा.
I would have fun when there are people. I would go out with them. I want to play cricket. I want to play football. I would be मेरा primary interest was always sports.
Outdoors mostly.
Yes, outdoors.
So your house was the sort जहाँ पे सब लोग इकट्ठे होके
Oh
कंप्यूटर
yes,
के आगे
oh
होते
yes.
थे and you used to be
Yeah,
outside.
I will find 1 or 2 people who would be willing to play with me.
That's very cool. So one value from your childhood or upbringing that still guides your leadership style today.
Honesty, because बचपन में बहुत सारी शरारतें की, डिफरेंट चीज़ें तोड़ी, पता नहीं कितने प्लांट्स तोड़े, कितने घर के शीशे तोड़े while I was playing. So शुरू में ये समझ आ गई कि if I made up a story, then the ending was pretty terrible for me.
Okay.
So if I came clean, अम्मी को आके बता दिया कि मैं बॉल करा रहा था, मेरे से गलत हो गया डायरेक्शन and whatever.
Okay.
तो फिर बचत हो जाती थी. So I think that really was a initial value कि honesty के बगैर survival बहुत मुश्किल था. So I think that was kind of instilled.
Okay, so being upfront and honest.
Oh yes.
And you have inculcated this within your team, also in yourself, also with your seniors.
Yes, I think we have all made mistakes, and IT के अंदर sometimes when you make a mistake, it's pretty terrible.
I'm
But
sure.
within the team, now everybody is very candid. We have made a mistake. We are all humans. We will make mistakes. But once we all know what kind of a mistake is made, it's very easy to correct it, very easy to own it, and recover from it.
That's
So I
right.
think one learning that I had is कि अगर आप गलत बात करेंगे ना, then आप उसको cover करने के लिए layer upon layer गलत कर रहे हैं, and you're only digging a grave for yourself. So it's
Exactly.
better you accept it, accept the consequences, and try and focus on how to fix it.
Honestly telling the truth and then honestly fixing it. Great. So Zain, you joined the company in 2009. So tell us what kept you committed to LCI over these years. Take us through that journey to becoming head of IT and also some milestones or setbacks throughout your journey.
One thing that made me stay with LCI for so long is definitely the value system. And this question I get asked very often because मेरे batch में, मेरे circle of technology में, there is nobody who sticks around for so long. But I think the beauty of this organization is in two things. One, the value system. You're never asked to do something which does not resonate and or which does not sort of is in sync with your own value system. And secondly, in the diversity, there is always some new challenge. There is pharmaceuticals business, then there is chemicals, then there is soda ash and polyester, जिसके अंदर आपको बहुत different learning experiences मिलते हैं and there are still tons and tons of opportunities to improve. better leverage technology. So I think that's about the first part of your question. About the challenging or significant milestones, I think one more significant, because शुरू में when I joined the company, बहुत ग्लोबल से आपके पास सेट डायरेक्शंस आती थी, आप वही चीज़ें करते थे. पोस्ट द एक्विजिशन ऑफ YBG, दिस वाज extremely important कि यार हर चीज़ जो आप कर रहे हैं, you can do anything and everything, because the canvas became much bigger, the exposure became much bigger, and you had the freedom to do whatever made value for the business. So I think the freedom that this organization gives you, the empowerment that it gives you, it's amazing.
Okay. So, as you transition from an individual contributor to a leadership role, what mindset or skill shifts were most important for you?
I think as an individual contributor, you are always focused on winning yourself. Sometimes you tend to miss the big picture also. But I think as I transitioned into the leadership role, and I'm thankful to a lot of seniors, leaders who guided me, mentored me during that transitional phase, it was important to take everyone together. And for that, it is important that your purpose, your vision, the clarity that you is clearly laid out for the team. And we saw that in one of the acquisitions that we were doing for the pharma business, that the team was able to deliver the project, which typically takes close to a year, in under 3 months. And that was the first time, जिसको मैं कहूँगा कि आप hands on upfront देखते हैं कि यार the power of teamwork, they were able to do something that was impossible. But when the team is aligned, when the team is focused, committed, engaged, then the results are just beyond what you imagine. So I think that was a hands-on learning on the job.
Okay. This is where your like sportsman spirit psyche is coming in, that you just don't want yourself to win, but your team to win.
Yes and no, because honestly, शायद ये चीज़ by default नहीं थी. Early in the career, when I transitioned, initially when I had a couple of people reporting into me, the first year was challenging for me because I wanted everyone to operate like I operate. And I think that's probably human psyche. But then I think kind of people who were senior to me, who advised me that everybody is going to bring a different perspective, they will have a different schedule, different routine. You just have to lay out the bigger picture and perspective, and they will deliver. You don't try and make everyone follow the same footsteps as you. So I think that was the learning that I had that helped me transition.
Amazing, amazing. This is very interesting. So, looking back at your younger self, starting out as a trainee here, what advice would you give him today?
Don't look for the next role. Focus more on what you have at hand and try to master it, because you can always move forward, but you can't go backwards. I think if I had to learn something in my previous role and I did not put in the effort to learn it, it is going to be far more challenging to now go back and learn it. So I think it's important to master whatever you are doing today, get the maximum exposure, learn it. Going forward is much easier than going backwards.
Okay, so you really believe in depth of knowledge within a role. Great. So, Zain, this is a segment of AI and innovation. So, my first question is, AI is transforming industries globally. How do you define its importance in today's business landscape, particularly in Pakistani environment, that too manufacturing organizations?
Okay, so yes, there is a lot of buzz around AI, but how it is transitioning organizations is still a question mark. Yes, there are wins happening, there are some benefits of AI, but then it brings a lot of risks with it. And I think what's most important for everyone, whether it is Pakistan, manufacturing, government, or anything, is to understand and learn AI, because yes, it is going to be transformative in the future. But having said that, we don't have to jump into anything until we fully understand it. So I think what we are doing as an organization is creating awareness, training people, and trying to do things that create value for the business.
Personally, while implementing new technologies, key challenges क्या होते हैं?
Learning it, because I think the biggest challenge with technology these days is you start learning one thing, and by the time you're finished learning it, there are
Absolutely right.
two new technologies already out there. So I think the biggest challenge is how quickly you can learn it, and I think figuring out that you don't have to implement technology for the sake of implement technology. So at times you have to learn it and just park it because there are no real use cases in your organization, in your surrounding, where you can implement that technology.
Yeah, that's a very insightful answer. Yeah. My first question is, in your experience, what makes collaboration between different business functions truly effective in a complex business environment?
I think shared goals, unified vision is most important. Like, people are always going to support you if what you are doing adds value to them, their life, their goals somehow. So if I'm
Exactly.
doing a project which create efficiencies for the business, which creates better reporting, better visibility, better tracking for the business, and is in line with what the business needs, वो definitely मुझे उसमें support करेगा, ठीक है?
Okay.
But if I am doing something which is very techy, very beautiful, but does not contribute in any way to helping the business deliver its goals, तो फिर तो resistance आएगी ना, and I think it's natural because as an organization we are not here to implement technology, we are here to improve customer lives, so it has to resonate with that. Anything and everything we do as a technology team has to complement that.
Yeah, it
So
has.
if we are doing that and we are aligned with the business, then I think it's not very challenging. It's just aligning the times then.
Bilkul. So you're saying basically functionality is very okay. Okay, so we are back with the most interesting segment of our podcast, which is the rapid fire round. And ये हमने Zain के लिए especially very tech related curate किया. It's not just simple chai or coffee, but very specific to IT and AI. So are you ready?
Okay, let's
Yeah, and you don't have to think a lot. You just have to answer right away. So yeah, so the first one is, if you were not in IT, what would you be doing?
I would be an engineer on the plant.
Okay, at the plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to do things hands on.
I thought you will say something related to sports, but data or instinct, what do you rely more on?
Data, but most of the time instinct helps me figure out if the data is correct or not.
Okay. One thing that people don't know about you at work.
I think in 17 years, people pretty much figure out everything. But I went to India to play peace games and represented Pakistan to play badminton in 2004.
That's interesting. So you've like represented Pakistan internationally, that too in India. Planner or a last minute problem solver?
Typically a planner, but I think the exciting part is when there is a last minute problem that you are unable to figure out.
And if it's get resolved, that
Yeah, yeah.
you have your own adrenaline rush. Then, if LCI was an app, what would be its tagline?
Improving lives.
That's fun. What is a go-to prompt you frequently use when working with AI tools?
When I have to send an email to someone, I ask what kind of audience there is and what I want to communicate. And I think AI gives sometimes helps you really give you a good answer.
Okay. So you're like, I hope this email is not rude to this person.
Yeah.
One word your team would use to describe you.
Passionate and always trying to do more.
Okay. I think we asked your team members and they said Zain is very competitive and he always wants to win. Okay. So most used phrase at work.
What's the update on this?
If AI could replace one part of your job tomorrow, what would you happily give away?
Making presentations and sort of making reports.
Okay. Debugging code or debugging people, which is harder?
Obviously, people. Code is simple. Code gives you the same response every time. People have emotions. People operate differently under different situations. So that's the fun part about interacting with people.
Okay. One thing that instantly relaxes you after like a stressful or long day.
A good game of squash and my kids.
Okay, that's very cute. Okay, Zain. So this was a very interesting podcast to me. I learned a lot, and it was again very inspirational because starting off, you started as a trainee, and mashallah, you're head of the department now. So, on the closing message, as we move towards a more digital future, what is one message you would like to leave for the viewers?
Okay, so I think technology is all around us. It consumes us. It takes away the independent thinking from us at times. But I think what people should really do is tech detox, spend time with your loved ones, spend quality time with people who are near and dear to you, and sometimes just put technology aside.
Yeah, so that detox you talk
Yeah.
about in like core human, real
Yeah,
life human connection.
because at the end of the day, it is the real humans, real connections that gives you energy. So I think there should be some time spent on that.
It's actually very interesting coming from a tech guy like you. So, but very insightful and very true to human core. So, thank you so much for flying in. I had a great time having you as a guest, and I hope like our viewers also enjoyed the episode as much as I did. We'll be back with another episode, inshallah, next time. See you again. Thank you.